Spoilers ahead. Have you ever wanted to suffer some of the dumbest shit you've ever encountered in gaming?
Fuck. Oh no. That's so bullshit. That's death. No. Oh my god. All that effort just so I could get stuck in a fucking grave. Please. Please. Mercy. No. I have 2 health potions. I have everything. Don't do this to me, game. No. You hit me with the foot.
Have you ever desired to play as a man with terrible motor skills?
Oh shit, that's me dead.
Have you ever actually wanted to enjoy your life? Then go play QWOP, because Exanima is a game that's not for you. Exanima is an action-adventure indie RPG simulation early access. Yeah, no. Exanima is about pain and suffering. About tripping over and dying to a goddamn basic enemy. About running around in seemingly endless dark caverns, trying to find a tiny key that you can barely see that unlocks the door to progress. But between you and that pipe dream, there's an entire graveyard's worth of zombies, skeletons, undead soldiers, demons, and the tyrant from Resident Evil standing in your way. Exanima is not for the faint of heart. You have to have a degree in physics and dynamics in order to predict the motions your character makes when he tries to swing his bedpan. Cause in Exanima, you aren't able to merely hit something. That's too easy. Were you expecting Dark Souls? No. In order to actually lay down the pain, you must go through your own as penance for thinking you already had. The entirety of Exanima's combat is physics-based. Trying to learn it will send you through 100 guides worth of reading just to understand that stabby metal goes swish swing. So instead, use my patented step-by-step guide. First, find your target.
Oh, that's... You good?
Proceed to slap him with your stick, barely connecting a single hit. Apparently, it was enough to make him run away in fear.
Where is he going?
Watch him fall over and panic like an idiot. Proceed to dance in front of him to assert your dominance.
You can beat these moves?
Fuck up and have the wood chopped out of you.
Ow. Chip chop. Oh.
Chase him again.
And he's running off again.
Get caught on boxes and die.
Oh my god. Fuck.
That sums up your first couple hours of gameplay that you'll have. Eventually, you'll try out the arena mode and hone your skills there before retrying to commit yourself to the most unforgiving dungeon crawler ever.
Fuck! 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 Oh!
The arena is so basic that How to Basic would struggle to make a guide on it. You got a man in this room. You buy people, you enter them in fights, or yourself. You use your victory money to buy more shit and get in more complicated fights. So the arena is a very necessary part of Exanima, as it's the most simulator part of the game. The arena can help you get used to the beatings and trauma that you'll suffer in the main game by letting you experience it without losing hours of your life to your only companion swinging his weapon too wildly and ending a 15-hour run.
Why are we still here?
That's fun, isn't it? There's 3 ways you can attack with a huge amount of confusing nuance to the fight. Swinging left and right, overhead, and stab. Swinging left or right is the easiest to hit something with. It's literally just a throw it out there and hope it works kind of attack. Overheads are a cunt to use and only hit like 10% of the time. So unbind it in case you were to accidentally use it. Jokes aside, it usually hits the hardest because it's so likely to hit the head if it lands. But aiming it is like trying to use the AWP whilst moving. But like the AWP, it's one of your best tools if you can get used to it. The last attack is stabbing and is the pinnacle of combat. Turning your enemy into a pincushion even with a mace is satisfying. And unlike overhead swings, you aim the stab with your mouse, which effectively turns you into a melee sniper. The best weapon in the early game isn't a cool sword or big mallet. It's the little stake that you get at the start. That weapon is just short enough to get in kissing range of your target, and still be able to stab them. They can't even fight back if they don't have room to move their arms. You can just Julius Caesar your way through every enemy on the first 3 levels. That kind of shit is peak Exanima. The only reason it doesn't work on the 4th level is because there's something out there. Something Dangerous, that is hunting you and every other sorry skeleton on the stage. Nemesis, or Sir as the Exanima worshippers call him, is not worth the effort to try and kill. Simply lure him into this hole.
Die, cunt, die! Fuck! Yes! Bye, Normie. Bye, Normie.
Or trap him in a bathroom. Sir has traded his wits for raw killing power and is too inept to read the push and pull signs on the door. I tried to fight him once. It didn't go well. The monster used his tard strength to grind my bones into the ground and literally throw my companion around the room.
Poor Darren got yeeted.
Speaking of my companion, let's talk about one of the strongest lights in all of this darkness. Darren, your one true love, your faithful companion, your bestest friend. Darren is an idiot, at least at the start, but if you treat him right, and, like all relationships, give more than you take, Darren will eventually give back in spades. Cause although Darren is just a little farmhand / spy for his local lord, he's also an incarnate god. I've seen Darren take on multiple enemies after my ass got knocked out. The man's a tank, and I adore him for it. With Darren by my side, situations that look very bleak will always end up Wait, where are you going? Don't leave me with them! Oh fuck, oh fuck. Oh god. You can make sure your buddy's good by asking him if he's good. Darren will give different responses depending on how much HP has been capped. So not only are you saving health potions for you, but you're also saving them for Darren. Eventually, Darren didn't even need potions. He'd get his ass so beat that he's knocked out on the pavement like it's Sunday morning, only for me to ask him if he's alright and he's just like, I'm good. Okay Darren, wow, if you're so powerful, the hell did you run away for? That's it, I'm gonna magic your ass so hard. You see, in Exanima, you have access to powerful mind magic. Or at least some of it. And it's called thaumaturgy. Being able to cast spells like Firebolt and such would be cheating in a game like this.
Hocus pocus.
It was bad enough in Dark Souls letting you avoid powerful or hard enemies just by sending their HP bar to the Shadow Realm. So by giving you access to spooky mind magic, it lets you alter the fight to an extent that's never overpowered or outright letting you avoid it. Unless you raise the undead. Command undead is pretty bullshit. It kinda balances out though, cause Darren and the other undead will fight each other if they get too close. It's due to their weird AI. Thaumaturgy. It's got a few notable uses. I myself earlier used Embolden to make Darren act like the powerhouse that I've made him out to be, and not run away at the mere sight of Satan himself. I don't have much footage of these in action because they're not fully implemented, but the idea of altering a fight rather than outright winning it is more appropriate for a game like Exanima.
Oh no!
That and most of the enemies at the endgame are outright immune to mind-altering thaumaturgy. No undead demons for me. You only gain access to thaumaturgy if you select the unknown character at the start of the game. He's got the most potential, and is accessible from the moment you play. The villager comes later, after you find Darren for the first time, and is the same as unknown except you get no magic and no Darren. Yep, he's literally detrimental. The last is the Proctor. You get him after killing a certain dead lady and taking her lucky charm on the 3rd level. You see, Exanima right now is very unfinished, but you still get a lot more out of it than most of its contemporaries. It's honestly a rewarding experience. The reason why it's not finished is because the game is actually just a prelude to the real game, which is sui generis. God, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So Exanima is set 20 years before Sui Generis. It's a sort of tech demo for the eventual game. A tech demo that I put 58 hours into in 10 days. Pretty good demo if you ask me.
So let's just jump into it.
So Sui Generis has been in development since at least 2012, and Exanima was released in 2015. Its content updates aren't frequent, but with a little digging I've learned that the devs all work full-time jobs.
We did this while working full-time jobs.
Are separated and not working in a studio or office,
And we've also been separated by long distances.
and are currently also developing the main title, Sui Generis. So although content is slow, I'm quite happy with the experience I've gotten so far. You can definitely tell it's a passionate project for them. So let's talk about that. There's 8.5 levels in the game. I say 8.5 because there's a level 2.5, 5.5, and 7.5. Something important you should know first is that you should always be looking for the potions.
I swear the glowies are always on my side, man.
That red bar is your capped health. You don't get it back without the amazing power of potions. There's one on each level except for level 6, and levels 5 and 7 have 2 potions each. After level 2, the potions are found randomly in various containers on each level. You will need to find all of them to be successful in the game. If you're struggling to stay alive and are running out of potions, that's a pretty good indicator that you should go back to the arena. They're a gating mechanic in a way. If you need a lot of them, you're probably not going to go very far.
My god.
The first 3 levels of the game should be considered a tutorial level. On these levels, you'll encounter all manner of dastardly zombies, and sometimes a skeleton. There's a teeny tiny small little level with an amazing sword that you gotta physics yourself to. It's level 2.5, and it's the catacombs. Skeletons galore. Once you've hit level 4, you're in the real meat and bones of the game from here on. No more easy mode. You see, up until now, you've had checkpoints to cover your ass, but no longer. The last checkpoint you get is when you go through the portal at the end of level 3. On level 4, you'll encounter horrors that even the most brave of adventurers still shudder at. More skeletons!
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul and seal your doom tonight.
You thought it was something bad. It was. Oh god, it was. The beast, the cunt, Harambe without the skin. Sir. He roams this level and it's his domain. Get too close and he'll toss you like a salad. Or a stir-fry. Fuck me, was I drunk when I wrote this? Once level 4 is beaten, it's on to level 5, the Crossroads. Level 5 is a skill check. Most of the undead on this stage are good at fighting. They'll parry and counter you. Their armor is tough and their weapons hurt. If you can't beat them, you won't survive stage 6 or 7. Stage 5 is nice because it's a change of scenery. No longer are you stuck in the darkest dungeon. You're out and about. Sure, the dead are still not dead, but hey, silver linings. Stage 5.5 is a sewer. It's got some relatively weaker enemies that don't parry your attacks, but they do rush you and try to get in your face. It can be hard to fight something you can't even swing at correctly. The area they're in is also really maze-like. It's got a terrible sword, trust me, don't use it, and an alright set of armor. This level mainly serves as foreshadowing for level 7. Once you move on to level 6, be ready for a fight.
Die, damn you!
You've got to find these little tokens, or the big bad golems will fuck you hard. Thankfully, if you're smart and loot everything, you won't have to fight any for a while. The tokens that you find let you pass the areas the golems guard. It comes time to fight, however, once you reach an area that the token doesn't exist for. For whatever reason, the 3-ribbon token doesn't exist, and I don't care why. I wanted to fight golems eventually, and I did. And holy hell do they hit hard. The current final boss of the game also resides here, and he's sick as fuck. The Golem President sure is intimidating. If you don't have thaumaturgy, hey, it's magic, I don't have to explain shit. The armor he defends uses blue gems to power it. Without it, you're at maximum encumberment and your perks won't help you. So, I used 100% of all of my brain power to figure out a solution. Give it to Darren. Look, he loves it. The armor is goddamn powerful and Darren can wield it easily without the gem. I even put a gem in there just to see what it would be like and it made no difference. There's even a new healing method on this level. This mask. It will heal you when you socket it with a green gem, so you can save your health potions for Darren. Not that he needs them anymore. Once that's over, it's on to stage 7. The door in stage 5 currently doesn't work. You can go from stage 7 to 5, but you can't go back. You gotta walk all the way to level 4 and go back through the door near the abyss to access stage 7. It is absolutely chock-a-block full of demons and corruption and other creepy stuff that you saw in the sewers. These things can get pretty dangerous. If you weren't at this point an overpowered god wielding a mace from level 6 that stuns the enemy, and a literal random sword I found. There's not much here right now, given that it's almost the end of the current content. It's just packed full of powerful enemies. Same goes for 7.5. There's signs that there's definitely more content to come. Sealed doors that lead to nothing but look very interesting. So that's it. Game over for now. Once you find the flame sword, which isn't even that good, there's nothing after that. Just tons of things I can't wait to see in the full game one day. I hope it's made. It's clear that they're planning for a lot down the line. The fact that the game is set 20 years before the main event. The fact that there's this corruptive biomass and the demon spawn it creates. The intrigue of what's going on with this necromancer character that we've only heard about.
There's a necromancer? What?
Who is Ardent? Why is it important that Darren used to tell rumors to his local lord? What is this malevolent presence I keep hearing about? Is there some Lovecraftian entity about? What's going on? This thaumaturgy system is only one tree out of a potential many. The combat is janky at first, but is honestly rewarding once you get the hang of it. The game is intriguing and hard, but not unforgiving. If you plan ahead or think about things, you'll definitely go far. I died a lot, but I also enjoyed it a lot. Exanima is a great tech demo for what's hopefully to come. If you like this, consider buying the game to support the developers. I've spent more on games before and gotten less enjoyment out of them. Just keep in mind that the game is as hard as it is rewarding.
Oh my god.
I recommend it to fans of the Soul series, people who like dungeon crawlers, and even Mordhau fans. That sounds like a future review. Well, maybe after Terraria, which is next on the list. Thanks for watching my video. Share it with your friends, your girlfriend, the neighbor next door. Chase down that mailman and crash tackle him off his stupid little bike and pull out a phone of my video playing in his face. Tell him about how much you love it and how mediocre it is.